There you go. And why is it doing this? Hang on a second. Bear with me. Bear with me. Welcome, Swaraj. Oh, that's why it's doing that. Sky is just so stupid. I swear, Sky is just the stupidest platform. Hate it. Why can it be so difficult to just find F1? It's like they deliberately hide it. There we go. We're underway. We're underway, everyone. Welcome Kit, welcome Peter, welcome Snow. Welcome Kate, welcome Vlatka. Yeah, we couldn't make Austria because we were in Las Vegas. Shooting a load of content out in Las Vegas. Some of which will probably premiere tomorrow, I think, after the race. But meanwhile, we're here at qualifying. And Alonso's looking pretty tidy. But you can see George Russell, the Mercedes didn't have the best practices, did they? Well, I don't know what happened in practice today. Welcome, N Silver. How are you doing? It's just, the Sky make it so difficult to find F1 in their app that I think they don't want people to find it. Maybe it costs them more money or something, I don't know. But... oh, nice one, Kit. Remember for 11... well, getting very close to that 12-month badge. Trying to see anyone else who pop on the 12-month. You can see what it looks like. But, yeah, insane support from Kip. Some of the best liveries. Oh, by the way, someone's gone off. I think Lewis Hamilton has gone off the track. So, Lewis Hamilton, who is in 13th place, went off the track near the end of the lap, I believe. So, I'll try and get a replay on that. Yeah, did anyone see that with Hamilton? Is it greasy out? It looks kind of greasy out. Spun out. Oh, FP3 wasn't that exciting. Yeah, Hamilton comes into Stowe and just loses a back end. That can happen at Stowe because it's such a weird corner. Such a high downforce corner, but like it's off camber and you get gusts of wind as well. Peter's saying that's no loss. Yeah, and he goes all the way into gravel, does a 360, goes into the gravel, does Lewis Hamilton. So the man who's won here many times is up against it. And we're in Q1 at the moment. 30 minutes to go in Q1. I'm glad everything is working. That's good. Haas still haven't set a time yet, so we'll see. Alex Albon will definitely want to get through into Q2. The Williams have been looking really strong. Been a really good weekend from Williams from what I've seen. Logan Sargent saying it's starting to rain, by the way. Starting to rain on the track, and if so, well, Lewis Hamilton might be in big trouble. If he's needed to come in and change tyres because he might have got a flat spot, then if the track's starting to rain, yeah, might become an issue. Although I would say that Yuki Tsunoda in P12, his lap time is 6 seconds off the pace. So even if it rains, I think some of the fast drivers, they'll be able to get there. Carlos Sainz is very slow on the track. Not sure what's going on. I think people may be just lining themselves up for their flying lap. Peter saying Alonso going on not provisional pole, is it? But going fastest in Q1. Very nice. Could Aston Martin get the win here at the home Grand Prix? We will see. We will see. But yeah, 6 tenths We're 7/10 ahead of Verstappen, right? Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy stuff. And what are the Haas doing? Nico Hulkenberg, Max and Hulkenberg have gone up, so they're safe at the moment. So the big drivers unsafe. Well, they're all big drivers at the back. Hamilton, Sainz, Norris, Albon, you would expect to get through given his sort of pedigree this season. Norris goes up, Carlos Sainz goes up. So you've got Hamilton, Albon, Piastri at the bottom, and then Esteban Ocon and Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez at the moment is on the cutoff, right? So Sergio Perez would just about get through. Just about. In fact, no, Perez has dropped down. Perez has dropped down. So Lewis Hamilton goes up to P8. So Perez now needs to pull something out, which he will surely do. Kate says, chat, who are you supporting? Yeah, let us know in the chat who you're supporting. Pete's saying Red Bull need an update. Maybe Red Bull are concentrating on next year's car because they've got this season wrapped up. Maybe that means opportunities for wins for some other teams. Sergio Perez is still down in P18, which makes you at the mercy of the British weather. Lewis saying Perez will bottle it. Wow, well, is Perez going to finish the season in Red Bull? It's debatable, right? It's debatable. Sorry to that snow line. Hope everything goes as well as it can do. 10 minutes to go in Q1, by the way. 10 minutes to go in Q1. Sergio Perez is now on the move. And I think George Russell was fastest, but then Alonso has gone even faster. So Alonso is in the move. But what can Lance Stroll do? It looks like Lance Stroll's had a very solid middle sector, and he's having a very good last sector. So keep an eye on Lance Stroll here. Keep an eye on Lance Stroll. There he goes, P3 for Stroll. So it's first and third for Aston Martin, looking very good. Kate is supporting Sergio Perez. Wow. Chat, let us know who you're supporting. Any more Sergio Perez fans? Maybe there's a huge army of Sergio Perez fans that I'm just not aware of. Max Verstappen now on the move, fastest first sector. Only seen the one car go off. 9 minutes to go in Q1. Magnussen's in a little bit of trouble, but he's about to complete a lap, I believe. Alex Albon can't go any better, so Albon's in last place. Yeah, Magnussen does a lap, but only moves up into 15, so we're starting to set in the bottom. Carlos Sainz needs to get out of there, which he's going to do, hopefully, on this lap for Carlos. And I wonder, are we going to see the Alfa Romeos, the Williams, and one of the Haas's make up that sort of back of the pack in Q1? That's what I suspect we're going to see. By the way, Alonso, so Verstappen just pips Alonso, but not by much. Are we going to see another Alonso versus Verstappen qualifying? Mr. Amazing Gary says, more painful to be a Perez fan than to be a Ferrari fan. Imagine Perez moves to Ferrari. Could Perez move to Ferrari? What about a swap with Carlos Sainz? No, Red Bull wouldn't take Carlos Sainz. They dropped Carlos Sainz. Peter can't read the times. Sorry, Peter. I'll keep them coming in the audio. Who's in that drop zone? Carlos Sainz does move up, but only into 10th place. I think he'll be okay, but not blistering. Taylor says, go Ferrari, go Alonso. Taylor's come straight from 2011. And now we are seeing that filtering at the bottom that I was suspecting. Oh, there's Sergio Perez again, down in 14th. Sergio Perez just maybe in qualifying, maybe just with the tyres not warmed up or something. Sergio Perez seems to really struggle in qualifying in that Red Bull. Welcome, Alex. Yeah, please smash that like button. 100 people watching, 15 likes. We can pump those likes up to 50 in a matter of seconds if we wanted. So please feel free to hit that. There are 6.5 minutes to go at Silverstone for the qualifying. It's oh, Alex Albon with the big. I said, is anyone going to come out with a big lap? Alex Albon comes out into P12. Wow. So he goes ahead of Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris. Is that going to gently push Hamilton, Norris and Perez down into that drop zone? Welcome, Ivan. Good to see you. Coming straight in, smashing that like. George Russell saying it's raining everywhere at the moment. Now, we can't confirm with George Russell because he might just be sweating all over his helmet. But if it is raining, then unless someone's going to do a lap of the gods, this could be our standings. With 6 minutes to go, this could be the standings. Perez looks like he's on the fast lap. The Suit Boy says, go Piastri, come on Aussie, come on. So Suit Boy supporting Oscar Piastri, where your boy is in P8 right now, which is pretty good. For Q1, you just want to get into Q2. Snowline saying it's probably tears. George Russell's tearing up in that Mercedes. At the beautiful sights of Union Jacks and the grandstands. Perez lap doesn't seem to be that good, to be honest. Not even sure it's going to be an improvement for Sergio Perez. So if the Hasses could do something here, they could put Perez in trouble. But is it raining or not? Much as lap of the lamb, bit of an incident in the pit lane, by the way, between Lando and Nick De Vries. Might have been an unsafe release from Nick De Vries, the AlphaTauri team. We've seen the AlphaTauri do many unsafe releases this season. I don't know if there's some sort of prize you get, like fastest pit stop, if you get a prize for the most number of unsafe releases. But if there is, they are almost certainly going to win it. Ivan, the quali isn't being radio broadcast here in Ireland. Why is it not being? By the way, who's the fastest driver in Ireland? Is it Gary Breen? Who's the most likely to be an F1 driver from Ireland? Alex came a bit late. Red Bull, by the way, are rushing out with soft tyres, presumably for Sergio Perez. Oh my word, there's rain on the camera lens, to answer your question, Alex. It's rain. I think it's raining decently heavily. I think there's decent heavy rain. That's a meteorological term. And they put Sergio Perez onto a new set of soft tyres. By the way, Nick De Vries is being investigated. Not surprised for that unsafe release. What on earth are Red Bull doing? Putting out Sergio Perez on a new set of soft tyres. So they're using up another set of softs they won't have for the race. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. It's really raining now. Someone is going to end up in the gravel trap. Oh, there's a Haas stopped on track. That'll be a red. There's a Haas stopped on track. It's Kevin Magnussen. Luca Allen races to LMP2. Okay, he could be the one. Some driving to pits. Kevin Magnussen stopped on track. That'll be basically the end of the session. Yes, red flag. So, what does this mean? There's 3 minutes 11 seconds to go, by the way, and they've red flag qualifying. So, given that the lap times here are 1 minute 30s, that would allow people to queue up at the end of the pit lane and potentially get 2 laps in. Because if they went sort of 10 seconds a lap slower on the first lap and then did a blistering quali lap of 1 minute 30, also given that the pit lane puts them much further than the start-finish line as well, potentially drivers can still get 2 laps here. But is it raining? Is it going to stop raining? Welcome, Martin. Good to see you. Martin's got a smiley face and then a sick face. What does that mean, Martin? Trying to I'm trying to decipher that one. Welcome, Simplify. Welcome, GT9942. Do you think Daniel Ricciardo would get a ride with AlphaTauri? You know what? What's the harm? What's the harm to Red Bull from taking out Nick De Vries and putting in Daniel Ricciardo? Very good shout, I think. Martin's retracted the message. The sick emoji's been retracted. Or maybe the happy smile's been retracted. Which was the one you wanted to keep?
Susie
K saying huge thunderstorms all over UK today. Martin Albon flying this weekend. Welcome expats. Let us know where you're an expat from or you're an expat to. Kevin Magson crawls over the barrier. Well, he's kind of mobbed by a lot of the general admission Silverstone fans. Martin says the best stream. Yeah, only the best stream, sir. I'm just so jet lagged, to be honest. That's why I didn't do FP3. I was just too jet lagged. But very glad this is all working. And now my second. This is probably my primary streaming setup, but it's my secondary recording setup now. Yeah, there we go. Max Verstappen. Oh, sorry, Sergio Perez. That'll be my bad. Sergio Perez is queued up as I predicted at the end of the pit lane. Because they want to maximise, if the track's going to dry, he will be fueled to go for 2 flying laps. I guarantee it. Absolutely guarantee it. Max Verstappen, meanwhile, is in the pits. He won't need to do anything because he's P1 and very much safe. But Perez, I mean, who are they worried about? Are they worried that Alex Albon could have a flyer? Maybe Nico Hulkenberg? Because obviously Kevin Magson's out of it. Yeah, Alex Albon's coming out now. He's going to stack at the end of the pit lane. We're going to see cars absolutely tear it around for 3 laps. Logan Sargent comes out. We're going to see them go around for 3 laps because there's only 3 minutes 11 to go. And it's the very fastest they're doing for the drivers that are queued up is a 1:31 basically. So even if they did 3 1:31s, then that is 3 minutes 3 seconds. Which only leaves them 8 seconds of margin, and they're not that, they can't use their ERS deploy for all those laps, etc. So, American expat in the Philippines, very nice. Lewis says Venus expat here. Welcome from Venus. Welcome Dimitri. How are you today? I'm doing good. How are you doing today? Sonny, would Hamilton continue in to go to Ferrari? I would think Hamilton would love to finish his career at Ferrari. I think that would be insane. Mr. Amazing Gary saying those Williams can go quick. I'm on board now with Esteban Ocon. Whoa, Esteban Ocon almost had a massive crash. I think probably with Sergio Perez. Or was it? Sorry, it was an Alfa Romeo. I don't know why I misidentified it as a Red Bull. Almost hit a Alfa Romeo in was that Maggots and Beckett's. Kevin Magson, meanwhile, is just watching the qualifying from the barrier. He's having a Fernando Alonso moment. They are still recovering that car onto the truck, by the way. It's taken a very long time to recover it. The advertisers will be happy. Cynics will say this is all for the advertisers. On that note, please feel free to like the stream. If you're new here, subscribe as well. We're very close to 50,000 subscribers. That genuinely is a milestone. Genuinely. Albon shafted. We will see. Was he on a flying lap? Did he have to abort? Welcome, Funky Monkey. Good to see you. Good to see you back in your seat. Well, back in one of the seats. Video coming very soon. Scott says, will Alpine be contenders for constructors this year? Are Alpine going to be in contention to win the Constructors' Championship this year? I'd say it's a long shot. I wouldn't put more than £5 on it. Carl, is Q1 over? No, we're red flag conditions. Sorry, put your red flags in the chat. Put your red things in the chat. Just so people coming in can... there's a man with the world's biggest cocktail in the stands there. Welcome to England. By the way, if anyone's jealous you're not at the Formula 1 at Silverstone, I've been. You're not missing out. It's not the best Grand Prix to go to. Like I'm telling you that honestly. You sit so far away from the track. It really feels like the grandstands are like terrible, temporary, rattly. The parking is a nightmare. Getting to the track's a nightmare. Getting out of the track's a nightmare. Everything is really expensive. It's all this sort of like surreal branding, marketing exercise. You're basically not missing out. Go to Hungary. It's cheaper. and better. So this is the best way to watch it. Well, probably the best way is watching it on Sky, let's be real. But this is the second best way. Jet lag is always a weird feeling, yeah. I'm massively jet lagged. It's because I'm just editing all night. I've been editing up till 3, 4 a.m. 5 a.m. Just smashing out the edits. Welcome Razza to the stream. Ah, so it's like the Australian GP. Maybe, but the Australian GP is a lot closer to Melbourne, isn't it? So in Albert Park, so you can just go out into the city afterwards, which you do at most Grand Prix around the world. But not at Silverstone. By the way, there's a bit of a situation in the pits because I think is that Fernando Alonso? Not sure why he's out, but Fernando Alonso is sort of T-boned in the pit lane. It's a junction. It's a T-junction. You know, at a T-junction where you pull out and there's traffic, it's all stacked up. Like, how do I do this? This is the T-junction, right? And this is you. You're coming in. It's all traffic here, and you just sort of go in, and you're like, I'm gonna merge here, and you just go. But it's all everyone stopped, and now it's an awkward standoff. That's exactly what's happened in the pits there. So Fernando Alonso is expecting to merge, but why is there a broken wing in the pits? Someone run over a wing. There's a broken. What's happened here? Oh, hang on. One of the red Max Verstappen has crashed in the pits. Max Verstappen has crashed in the pits. What on earth? He must have come out. And how on earth he done that? All you do is you come out, you turn right. Did he understeer? You wouldn't understeer. You'd think maybe he lit it up, but then why would you hit your front wing? Max has broken his front wing. I tell you, this man needs to learn how to drive, frankly. Because how has Max Verstappen crashed his car? Tyres look like they're a little bit damaged. Front ring is just broken in half. Working patiently. Yeah, jet lag way worse this way. It looked like he just understeered and he crashed into the stairs.
I think we've had a car run wide.
Max, I mean, maybe they didn't do something right with the car. Why Max Verstappen has gone out when he's P1? He's not good. Well, unless I don't know what anyone got any indication on times. Maybe the track is actually drying up, and therefore they all need to come out. By the way, session's going to restart in a minute on my screen. Yeah, but maybe makes me think that something was wrong with the camera or something. Maybe they literally put a wheel on the wrong way. So he's like, you know, that incident between Esteban Ocon and Guan Yu Zhou is being investigated. Yeah, pretty much everyone is stacked up in the pit lane here. His sim didn't go onto auto pit limiter. Right, Max is trying again. Here we go, second time round. Yes, congratulations, Max. Give a round of applause for Max at home for coming out of the pit box and not crashing in the pit lane. Nice job, Max. So we've got Sergio Perez stacked up at the front. Sergio Perez has been out there for about 5 minutes, by the way. He absolutely wants to get in those 2 flying laps. And the whole pit lane... It's such a shame that they've recessed the pit lane here so the people in the grandstands can't see what's going on. Kind of just insane thing to do, but anyway. The Aston Martins are going to try and merge. Right, we are green, green, green. Sergio Perez goes off. What's going to happen with the Astons? Can't see because the director's just looking at Sergio Perez. Obviously, we want to see what's happening in the pit lane. The Williams are coming out. Not everyone is going to get 2 laps, by the way. Most of these drivers are only going to get 1 lap. And are they going to choose to dawdle around if the track's going to be driest and aim for a 2nd lap? And is that really going to trip up Sergio Perez? Max Verstappen, currently stationary in the pit lane. That's because he's still in the queue. He's still in the queue. Wow. Bit of a weird one there for Max. Be nice, he's a rookie. Look at the claps out in chat there for Max Verstappen. Let's go Albon P1. Adrian Newey's looking like this. He's like, what? What's happened here? Maybe he's realised something that he can do because of that. One of the Ferraris pulls over, by the way, and lets another Ferrari go. So, I don't know. They're 3 and 4. I don't know why there would be team order. Oh, wow. Mercedes is backing up Max Verstappen here. There's a Mercedes backing up Max Verstappen in the pit lane. Is that Lewis Hamilton backing up Max Verstappen? Max Verstappen's all over his gearbox. I bet Max have been on the radio saying, what's this guy doing? Max is going to try and overtake Lewis here, isn't he? That's what's going to happen. It's Lewis Hamilton, Max, and then there's a rogue Alpine behind as well. They're racing each other out of the pits. Some fun and games there. Oh, Hamilton goes defensive. Oh, they're weaving all over the straight. Verstappen's almost on the grass. It's like 2021 all over again. Ferrari this weekend, we think progress stands still backs up. You just never know with Ferrari, frankly. It's Ferrari are very much an unknown quantity. Sergio Perez is on the move. You can see the lap times coming in right now. So Sergio Perez is going to go over and we'll see how far up he's going to go. Is the track going to be a lot faster? If Sergio Perez ends up 29s, oh, there we go, it is 29. Maybe the track is significantly faster now. Maybe it was wet before and it's drying up, and therefore everyone is vulnerable. Alex Albon, everyone is vulnerable because Albon goes fastest with a 29.4, so it's all change. It's all change. It's basically become a one-shot qualifying this. Do I have a live video? Yes, it's on Sky. It's all change here. Bottas, Logan Sargent in the 29s. Wow, no one is safe. It's a one-shot qualifying. Have a look at those standings. Max Verstappen not with the best sector 1. You can see. Lando Norris in the 28s. Wow, we could see some scalps here. We could see some scalps because it's now a one-shot qualifying. Sergio Perez, I believe, may have just crossed the line to go again. Yes, Sergio Perez was the only driver able to get in a second lap. As I predicted, he's absolutely torn it round for 3 laps. Is he going to need it? Oh, is he going to need it? I don't know. I don't know. Guan Yu Zhou and De Vries go slower. So that's 2 that are slower already. He needs a few more to go slower. What's Max Verstappen going to do? Verstappen about to finish his lap. You can see on the timings. Lando Norris, yes. Russell, Hamilton, the British drivers. Verstappen goes 4th. Sergio Perez is down into 50. He's 60. He needs to go faster. Oh, my word. Sergio Perez, what are you doing? The Perez curse continues. Sergio Perez, a man who simply cannot qualify. My word. Sergio Perez is just laughably bad at qualifying. Has he forgotten how... We need to get like the Ladybird book on how to qualify and just post it to Sergio Perez in Spanish, Mexican Spanish. By the way, Fernando Alonso is not at risk, I believe, because Guan Yu Zhou and Nick De Vries are not going to improve. Yes, but Fernando Alonso almost... In fact, Sergio and Bottas is off. Sergio Perez is the only driver who could improve and knock out Fernando Alonso. But Bottas has gone off the road here, and Bottas is technically through, but he is off the road. What does this mean? What does this mean? If you DNF, you still go through because the time is set. So he's still gonna knock Sergio Perez out, but he probably won't participate in QT. Just to rub salt in the wounds. Wow, Fernando was close there. Fernando was close, but yeah, it was all changed. That's why they were all queued up. And I have to say, maybe, let me know what you think about this theory. Everyone, 218 people watching. Let me know what you think about this theory. Sergio Perez queued up to be first out of the pits for 5 minutes. I think that hurt him in the end. If the track was getting faster, it would have been better to be at the back and just do a one-shot, because everyone at the back was still going to get a lap in. You know, Verstappen was at the back. He still got that lap in. So, but by the way, it's very, very, very close. Very close as well. The margin between Esteban Ocon in P10 and Perez getting knocked out is 2.5 tenths. What's going on with Alonso? Could have just been a bad corner, honestly. That was basically a one-shot qualifying. Hope we don't see a slow train, Terminator Jack says. Andrew Moss saying that was intense. Terminator, that was crazy. Perez is washed. What a fun quali. Yeah, honestly, every time we stream quali, it gets very intense, right? Welcome, Terminator Jack. Keith, I see a lot of people in chat, not members. The members are here. The members are chilling. The members are just absolutely chilling in chat. But yeah, oh, Keith Bennett. Well, Keith Bennett taking matters into his own hands. Who have we got? Nick Bear, Niederdrift, GP, Bert Bertram and Darcy Rose. Thank you so much, Keith Bennett. Can we get some claps out in chat for Keith Bennett? Absolutely dropping the 5 gifted memberships. Get your emojis out. A big thank you to Keith here. Keith was surveying the scene. Keith was like, not enough members in this gaff. So he's just gone out and gifted 5 memberships. That is absolutely huge for the channel. Please, please, please get your red hands out. Get your emojis out. Big thank you to Keith Bennett there. Who have we got? Nick Bear, Niederdrifts, GP, Bert Bertson. So good they named him twice. Darcy Rose as well. And Darren Nixon coming in as well. Look at the love there for Keith Bennett. Absolute legend of the stream. Gifting the 5. Keith must be a Lando Norris fan. Keith, are you a Lando Norris fan? Carl Torres just writing red hand. That's the old school way. That's the SMS way. You had to write it out. Didn't have emojis back then. Martin has done 2 red hands and a very angry emoji. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Darren Nixon, Terminator Jack are washing the hands in preparation for waving the hands. Look at that. Nick Bear, GP, Bert, and Darcy, and Niederdrift. Who can we forget Niederdrift? Patient smash the like button, my guys. So thanks so much. It is, by the way, getting ready for Q2. Oh, Keith's an Oscar Piastri fan. Okay, McLaren, we're halfway there. Monsieur Piastri in P14. So getting through. Big gap though between Piastri and Lando Norris. I mean, that is somewhere where this is, by the way, arguably where you can see a lot of the driver talent come out on a 1-lap basis. Lando Norris up there. Who destroyed their teammate? Lando Norris destroyed their teammate. Charles Leclerc destroyed their teammate. Max Verstappen destroyed their teammate. Lance Stroll destroyed their teammate. Alex Albon destroyed their teammate. And Valtteri Bottas destroyed his teammate, but then he destroyed himself. Welcome, Avery. I don't know what's going on with the. Yeah, can everyone in chat do what Taylor's done? Do a driver that you want to rate, and then do 4 emojis after them to. That's your rating of the driver. So Taylor's done Alonso, kind of sweating face, being sick, crying, and then angry. So that's your rating of Alonso. Put some ratings in the chat. Plantport, I don't think rain will affect too much. Valtteri Bottas, by the way, looked like he just stopped on track, so maybe an engine issue. Carlos and Charlie kicking off. Who's Carlos and Charles Leclerc? They were swapping in the pit lane, but that must have been team orders. Martin says Ricardo Reset destroyed nobody. I don't know who Ricardo Reset is. No idea who that is, but good luck to them. Albon saying, Ryan saying, it would be weird having Alex Albon in the chat. Ryan saying Albon to qualify P5. Radish saying SR. I don't know what SR is. Is that Singapore? I don't know. Everyone merched up, fully merched in the grandstands. This must be the most merched GP in the world until we go to Las Vegas. In fact, Las Vegas won't be that merched. Patiently saying Norris, angel face, love hearts like around you, then love heart eyes, and then starry eyes. Terminator, I guess this cements Silverstone future in F1. No, what will cement Silverstone's future is the BRDC continuing to pay. That's it. Silverstone was almost off the calendar. Some crazy stuff has happened in the UK with Formula 1 in recent years. Silverstone was almost off. They wanted to build a like state-of-the-art racetrack in Wales that was always, it just came across as a massive con. Like, it looked like a scam, but no one talked to like it was a scam. They were like, this is going to happen, but it was clearly a scam. F1 was going to go to Donington. It didn't happen. Keith Bennett, Red Bull over Mercedes, but gotta love Oscar because he's an Aussie, yes. Maybe we'll have 2 Australians in if Daniel Ricciardo comes back. Mark saying Hamilton, what do you call it? Is that the P-face? P-face, P-face winking, P-face crazy, P-face. What's that last one? Like, closed eyes. Plant Porter saying Norris, grin, 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 tired and crying. Dimitrian Debris, Ferrari, crash, crash, skull. Wow, that one is ominous. That one is ominous. Carlos nearly wrote his teammate off. Dear me, was that what was going on in the? Is that why? Was he backing up and did Charles Leclerc just overtake him? Ricardo Reset just Google like Taki Inui. Taki Inui wasn't the best, was he? I said Vegas will be watched. It won't be the most merched. The people in the grandstands won't be fully merched up. I suspect, as much as Silverstone. You will not see a Grand Prix with as many people merched up in the grandstands as Silverstone. I can guarantee that. Nigel Compton says, Perez game over, but you're missing 3 more emojis there. Nice emoji though. Should Red Bull put Ricciardo in Perez seat after summer break? Well, why not in the Alpha Tauri? Terminator Donington spent all that money for nothing, yes. Hershio Iwamoto says Norris, blue emoji eating leaves, ×4. Patiently, they announced Miami GP was planned to turn into a night race, was there this year, and people almost passing out in the heat. Yeah, I don't understand the Miami GP, I've got to be honest. Roland says Mazepin, exclamation mark, question mark, bandaged face, Ferrari, and then rewind. I don't know what that means, frankly. Oh, I'm offline. I was offline for a second. Offline. But Hersa, your emojis are just out of control, my guy. Steve Quill says Sonoda face and then swear, swear, swear. What's going on with Perez, man? I don't know. I'm not his engineer, but he just can't qualify. It must be the tyres. He can't turn the tyres on or something. The way the car's set up, maybe Max is able to drive it on colder tyres and then, you know, and then it's more set up for the race. I don't know. Part of fair conditions. By the way, 1 minute to go till Q2 starts. Pete saying Perez should be replaced. Snowline saying rain supposedly on the way. Keith, if Perez doesn't perform well for the rest of the season, Ricciardo could get the seat. I think it's highly likely, yes. Highly likely indeed. Oop, what are we doing here? What is going on? Oh, everyone is queued up in the pit lane, by the way. And looks like the sun's out. All shining in the pit lane. Everyone on the softball tyres. A great indication of just like everyone wants to get out there. People aren't taking anything for granted here at Silverstone. Meha, someone was saying one of the Ferraris had an engine here. That might have been an Alfa Romeo, which I believe does use the Ferrari engine. I believe. Fernando Alonso is the driver first in the queue. Welcome, Shihari. Ricciardo should be a genuine contender now. Yes. By the way, the Ferraris are swapping again in the pit lane. Is it all shenanigans? Lando Norris getting a message saying no more rain. No more rain predicted. That means the track's just going to dry. It's pretty dry already, to be honest. Yeah, please, by the way, please hit that like button, everyone. If you're watching this, if you understand what I'm saying, hit that like button. Push us to 100 likes. It would be great to get to the 100 like figure. Andrew was on track. Carlos was hustling for position and nearly took Charles. So Charles saying, nice one, nice overtake. Was Charles being sarcastic there? A bit of sarcasm from the Monegasque. Has anyone ever heard the word Monegasque in not used in context or in Formula 1 context. Has anyone ever used the word monegasque not in the context of Formula 1? Logan Sargent saying it's really slippery. That's just because he's driving behind George Russell, who's just sweating out the back of the Mercedes. They have something called a sweat duct. It just channels George Russell's sweat and just diffuses it over the rear wing for some extra downforce. Mark says, common like people, do it. Close. Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll struggling. No, sorry, that's Fernando, my bad. Is struggling for grip a little bit. So yeah, it might be a little bit slippery there. Evo's never heard it. You never heard of the sweat duct? Darren smashed a lot. Very nice, Darren. Absolutely classic move. Pro level move that. Oh, up to 70. We might hit that 100. Good to be back streaming. This week, by the way, I'm going to be streaming videos hard. We're talking 3 videos a day. We're talking streamed probably every day. GT sim racing, PC sim racing. A lot of stuff out from Vegas. You're going to see me driving a Ferrari GT3 car in real life. I'm now a GT3 driver. Got my certificate and everything. Can you believe that? Actually a GT3 driver. Who is looking good? Who's not looking good? Fernando Alonso is going to be the person to set the initial time, and it's a 1:30.6. So did it get wetter or something? Because we were seeing 1:28s earlier. Yeah, Lance Stroll 30.7. Did it rain? Is the rain just going over the track? I don't know. He says cool. Cool stuff. Cool story, bro. Like a cool story, bro vibe. 12 minutes to go in Q2. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Steve saying OG. OG what? Is that your greeting? Landon Norris to the 29. So the Aston Martin's really not with a good lap there, unless it was slippery on track that first lap. Logan Sargent was saying it's slippery, but he hasn't set a lap time yet. I don't know what's going on with Logan Sargent. Lando Norris looking really good. The McLaren pace is looking strong.
Okay.
Pierre Gasly goes close as well.
Copy.
You can see the 29 gang is now representing. Congratulations on becoming a GT3 driver. Yeah, I don't have a seat, but I can now drive GT3 cars. Keith, I'll be staying away from GT. I'll be loving ACR. I've got some great ACC videos coming for you on my 4090 GPU. Nice one, Martin. Hans, that will be last race for Perez for a while. This is too much. Let's try someone else until we go to US. Yes, maybe. Who's in the drop at the moment? Alonso's in the drop. Lance Stroll's in the drop. Albon's in the drop. Logan Sargent's in the drop. You got to expect that Logan Sargent. By the way, Bottas isn't here, so that's one less driver for everyone else to contend with. They questionable whether Bottas would have got through to Q3, although he has gone through to Q3 this season before. Logan Sargent isn't going to get through. Nico Hulkenberg has been able to turn up in qualifying. Remember, he started Q2 in Canada. Well, he qualified Q2 in Canada and he got the penalties. Thanks, Vlatka. Mark saying monegasque. Is K the symbol for potassium? Very smart. I like that, Mark. I like that one. I rate that one. Pete says, please all subscribe, share, and like. Yes, please do. But where are we? 10 minutes to go on the track. And for me, I'm looking at the Aston Martins here. Looks like Alonso's on the move. Looks like Stroll is on the move, although Alonso is slightly more on the move than Stroll in relative speed. Alex Albon looks like he's on a better lap. Did Alex Albon set the fastest bit of Sector 1? Because if those, that is insane. Logan Sargent very much on the move. I think this could be all changed. So we've got, this is the order of cars coming in. You're going to see Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, Logan Sargent, Charles Leclerc. Is Lando up there? Lando might be there, and Alex Albon as well. So we've got about 6 cars coming through, and I reckon these 6 although Logan Sargent's not had a very good start at Sector 3, I reckon we might see all chop and change. There goes Alonso, P1. What is Lance Stroll going to respond with? Not as good at all. 7/10 slower. Charles Leclerc and Logan Sargent will be the next ones over. Logan Sargent goes just a little bit slower than Lance Stroll. And now we're looking at Charles Leclerc. He goes straight into P2. Alex Albon goes into P2 ahead of Charles Leclerc. So there we go. Wow, I was saying it was all going to chop and change there, and it has. That has been a big change to the standings, because now we have Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, the Mercedes, who are down in the drop zone. As it stands, they wouldn't make it through into Q3. Pretty crazy stuff. Evo saying Williams masterclass. Well, I say it's Alex Albon masterclass. That Logan Sargent is not looking so good. Norris killing it since the upgrade. Yeah, could this be the return of the Mac? Maybe. Let us know in the chat if you are a McLaren fan. We know Keith Bennett is. The Hulk rookie Le Mans winner. Is the Hulkenberg gonna... Could he be the next Triple Crown? If he wins in Monaco? Well, I'd love to have a constant odds of the next Triple Crown winner. I might do it. I might do a video on it. I think it's going to be Sergio Perez, by the way. I think it's going to be Perez. Yeah, Williams, by the way, but it might be a lot of straight line speed. Logan Sargent had his lap time deleted. It was a 129.8. So the one you see there, I think, is being deleted. I believe. Welcome, Kus. Or Kus. 7 minutes 20 to go. George Russell is going back out on track. He's in the drop zone, so he's now doing his out lap. What's the weather prediction for tomorrow? Well, I can tell you, being in the UK, it's just generally thunderstorms. The weather prediction for the next 2 weeks, I think, is above 30 degrees every day. And that brings with it the chance of thunderstorms always. It's very hot in the UK. Very, very, very hot. And it's very hot in this loft. I can tell you that immediately. If my fan is to break, I'll just evaporate, frankly. You'll just see me just evaporate. That's how we roll in the UK. Maybe I should stream from my car. I should actually do these streams from my car with the aircon on. I should drive to Silverstone. Not pay for a ticket, but stream from the parking lot on 5G. Just a thought. What's going on? Max Verstappen is on the move. George Russell, you can see, is starting his fastest lap. There we go. Lewis Hamilton as well is already on his fastest lap. We're going to see Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri come around and set their laps. They'll want to improve because the track looks like it might be getting faster. Remember, we saw 1 minute 28. So there we go, 1 minute 28.5. Max Verstappen putting his foot down, going half a second quicker. But Oscar Piastri just pips in by 0.003 of a second. Get your kangaroos out in chat there for Oscar Piastri. He's just been... Did he get any slip from Max Verstappen there? He's just seen what Max Verstappen's done and just dominated him. Italian Jesus for Triple Crown. Is that Giovinazzi? How's he going to get the Monaco win? You could live stream from there. I don't know if the internet would be good enough. Don't you guys in the UK have air conditioning? No, we don't. We don't. Welcome to Akshay Elvind. Oh, it was Lance Stroll's lap was deleted. Oh, sorry, my bad. I thought it was Sargent. It's Lance Stroll's lap deleted. Wow. Okay, so Lance Stroll needs to pull something out, and there's only 6 minutes to go. There we go. The kangaroos are out in chat for... oh, by the way, I haven't got any... I haven't got any out on chat here. What am I doing? There we go. That's our boy Logan Sargent probably. Hamilton goes fastest now. Wow, it's close at the front. And George Russell goes into P4. Where does that leave Lando Norris? The man who was fastest in Q1 is now on the precipice. Also on the precipice is the Alpines of Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon. And then we've got Nico Hulkenberg. So we're basically going to have... Is Carlos Sainz maybe vulnerable here? I would say anyone in the 129s could be vulnerable. Because Lando Norris has a 128.0. My word. The track evolution here. Obviously the wind direction as well can make a huge difference. Tailwinds and headwinds and crosswinds. I would say that Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz in the Ferraris are vulnerable here. 4 minutes to go till the end of Q2, and the Ferraris need to get this right. They need to navigate this. Welcome, David Whitehouse in the chat, Motorsport Magpie. Alpine should win a award for being the most mid-team. I say Alpine have been one of the better mid-teams this season, my friend. I think Alpine have actually pulled it out of the bag more than Ferrari have, right? Might have to check the stats on that one, I'll be honest, but... Hershey saying Norris great. David with a stat in the chat, ignoring sprint qualifying. Perez is out of 6 qualifyings in a row and not making Q3. What is going on? What is the funk going on with Sergio Perez? Stone saying Lando, yes, 128.0. Alex, I don't know how Alpine maintain such mediocrity. It's very difficult to maintain being mediocre. It's quite easy to be at the front because you just have to beat everyone. So that's easy. You don't need to, like, there's no subtlety there, just be fastest. It's quite easy to be at the back, just be slowest. It's very difficult to consistently maintain being mediocre. It's a fair play to Alpine on that one. On that front. Who are we looking at here? We're looking at the Ferraris. Charles Leclerc is... by the way, Fernando Alonso did not improve there, but at 129.0... Oh, you think he's going to be okay, but it's a second a lap slower than Lando Norris. So are we going to see a second split, a second gap between making it and not making it in... Sorry, between first and not making it in Q2? We will see. All eyes on Charles Leclerc right now and Carlos Sainz, who look to be doing the business. David saying Alpine are just average. Martin saying Stroll's pole today. Stroll's pole. We will see if it's going to be a Stroll pole day. By the way, 500 people watching, only 82 likes. Come on, chat, we can do it. Hit that like button, smash that like. If you're listening, if you're on the edge, if you hit it now, we will get to 100, and that will boost your favourite driver. That will be the fan boost. By the way, I'm in Formula E in Rome next weekend. So I'll be doing grid walks, I'll be interviewing drivers. So let me know what you want to see me do at Formula E, the E-Prix in Rome. I will be there courtesy of Formula E, and courtesy of you supporting the channel, obviously. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc going in 3 and 4 there. By the way, Fernando Alonso, previous lap, did not improve, but now he's on the move. Logan Sargent does a 129.0. That could be the watermark. If Logan Sargent could do a 129.0, maybe you need to do better than that. So, Logan Sargent currently is in Q3, by the way. Can Gasly, Ocon, Hulkenberg and Stroll go faster? They're all out on track. Logan Sargent currently the last person to go in. And, wow, Max Verstappen is down there at the moment, but he's going to complete a lap time. Oscar Piastri goes, wow, 27.7. The track evolution here is crazy. We haven't seen track evolution like this in what seem to be basically dry conditions this season. This is quite extraordinary at Silverstone. Remember, we started with 1 minute 30s in Q1, and now we're down to 1 minute 27.7s. Logan Sargent is still the gatekeeper of Q3, but I reckon he's going to finish this last. I reckon everyone underneath him now is going to overtake him. There's some cars very closely bunched together there. Lance Stroll, wow, can only go into P10. In fact, he's out. He will get another lap, by the way. There's still 10 seconds to go in qualifying on my screen. So Lance Stroll will have to go again. But has he got the fuel? I think Lance Stroll's out. I think Lance Stroll is out. I think he's aborted his lap time. Esteban Ocon, I think, is out. Look, very close there. Very close lap times. And I think that might be a qualifying. I think you might see George Russell abort now, because George Russell is going to be the last driver. So, the Alpines have been split. Gasly goes through, Ocon doesn't. Alonso goes through, Stroll doesn't. Albon goes through in P4, Logan Sargent doesn't. Both Mercedes go through, both Ferraris go through, both McLarens go through. So from a team perspective, only McLaren, Ferrari and Mercedes have got both of their drivers into Q3. Red Bull couldn't do it. By the way, Sergio Perez not even getting into Q2, my word. Welcome Kanate C and Mark Iffy. Stroll out, yeah. Sorry for the people hoping for the Stroll pole. Rain on camera, that might just be on the lens. Might just be on the lens. McLaren's looking good today. Yeah, McLaren's looking really strong. Silverstone is such a fast circuit, such a circuit where if you're running low downforce, low wing, you can really benefit, a bit like Monza. Will we see anything interesting here? Yeah, that camera, by the way, in the pit lane, I think just has a lot of... I think they're just sprinkling water on it. There's a guy over the front just sprinkling water on it. Black says, welcome guys. Yes, welcome everyone. McLaren engineers got to work after seeing the flaw of the Red Bull at Monaco. Yeah, you can see Red Bull were really not happy about that. Ask if you can quali instead of a driver. I'd love to drive a Formula E car, but I'd just probably crash it. If you saw what I did in the esports series in Formula E, well, I crashed it a lot. I did also crash a GT3. So, yeah, they're not going to be queuing up to put me in that car. Piastri's doing so good. By the way, now's your chance. Let us know in chat, who do you think is going to qualify on pole here? And I'm not sure we're going to get the stream of response. By the way, Lance Stroll, I think, maybe ran into some... Ah, is that probably Esteban Ocon locked up? Oh, my word. Esteban Ocon and Lance Stroll were racing each other. Neither of them made it through, which is a parable right there. Ocon locked up, massive flat spot, almost crashed into Lance Stroll. Gunpla saying Checo's so consistent, yes. Chrome livery. Yeah, McLaren going back to the chrome. Chrome domes. Thomas saying Verstappen, Taylor saying Verstappen, David saying Mazepin, Evo saying Verstappen. Am I coming to the Acropolis rally? No, that's not on my list at the moment. Monaco crash from Perez. Yeah, honestly, since the Monaco crash, it's all gone wrong for Perez, hasn't it? That crash in qualifying. Alex, in the question would be who starts behind Max. Honestly, I'm not sure here. I think we could be in for a surprise. Could be in for a surprise here. Thomas saying Norris top 3, Darren Hamilton pole. Lewis Sky literally cursed Norris. Ah, they put the old commentator's curse there, didn't they? That's what they did. Lewis saying Max pole. Daniel, everyone but Hamilton. Snowline, a big Hamilton fan, going for the hamster. That's Sir Lewis hamster. Are the Ferraris going to be able to put up a surprise here? Will we see a Williams up there? Could we see, Williams, by the way, just have been absolutely nailing the strategy. Since James Vowles has gone in, we have a friend who works for Williams. And it seems like they really are on the up. They've had a big thing this week in London and in Silverstone, doing a lot of promo. George, how come only one half of the Aston garage teams turn up every weekend? Well, let's not forget, Fernando Alonso very nearly didn't make it into Q2. So let's hold our horses on that one. David saying Max P1, Norris P2. Let us know in the chat who's going to be the pole sitter for the British GP tomorrow. Bear with me, need to do some stuff here in the thing. The other half went for Stroll. Oh, I see. George is back, lightening the mood here. It was a joke. That's actually not bad, that one. Fair play. Rate that one as 6. Brad Pitt, P1. Key to go for Brad Pitt. Andrew saying Lando. Yeah, we're going to see Brad Pitt just come out of the garage in Q3. I was like, it's not how it works. He's like, this is how it works in Hollywood, my friends. Orpheus says Charles. Mo says Max, no question. Snow, I hope it's Max. When does Q2 start? Q2 started about 20 minutes ago, my friend. What happened to Perez? Says Pablo Adrian Belo Fuentes. I let you know what I think they messed up the strategy, Red Bull. Stacking him up at the front in the end was not the way to go in a faster track, because that first lap was irrelevant. How is McLaren faster than Mercedes, even though McLaren used Mercedes engines? Very good point, Antoine. Remember, McLaren went through that whole period where they were like, we're never going to be a customer team. You could never win as a customer team. And then they found out you can never win as a Honda team or a Renault team. And now they're back with Mercedes. McLaren Honda, absolute banter era McLaren. Anyone remember banter era McLaren? Perez fumbled his lines. Pablo Adrian Belo Fuentes. Lewis says Mats P1, P2 Norris, P3 Science. By the way, 2 minutes to go to the start of Q3. And speaking of that, we need to do this. We will be streaming the race tomorrow, by the way. Should be a good one. And then we're going to go into a premiere after. We'll either premiere into...
Copy, radio check.
We'll either premiere into a big video on the Las Vegas GP or we'll premiere into my GT3 race. So we'll see. Mercedes still learning a car with side pods. David says Button and Alonso. Yeah, that was peak. Do you expect Red Bull to replace Perez mid-season or not? Yes. I mean, it's unacceptable, really, isn't it? Unacceptable. Daniel, you can still make a fast car with chassis and aero, even if that's a fast engine. Red Bull always used to say that the Renault wasn't the fast engine back in the day. Jasper Dieltron says Perez out Lando in. Wow. Well, why would Lando? Lando is kind of team leader at McLaren. I don't know. Welcome to Gnarly Dude and Frederick Shu. Evo saying Go Tiffy will take pole. Not sure about that one. DRS enabled. Oh, has DRS been disabled? Wow, isn't that a bit political? Because some teams will benefit more from the DRS, right? Will it make a difference? I think it could make a difference. I didn't know that, by the way. So you guys and girls are on it. By the way, 100 likes on the stream. Absolutely insane. Goated. We couldn't make the Austrian GP because I was in Las Vegas. I did think about streaming from Las Vegas, but... did not for various reasons. Boring reasons. Alex Lando could be getting bored of promised potential. Oh, I don't know. George saying Red Bull DRS is OP. Yeah, who has the best DRS? Who has the best DRS? We're going to find out because we are basically go for Q3. See, the Mercedes have come out nice and early here. Gnarly, this channel is great. Harris, Aston Martin faster than McLaren, and McLaren faster than Williams. You just lost me there. That's too many words. But I'm happy for you. Evo, there's a chance that someone other than Red Bull will take pole. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think... Aston got the pace. Did McLaren have the pace? If McLaren get a 1-2 here on the grid, you will never hear the end of it. And honestly, fair play to the Papaya Army, because they've had so many years of just being nowhere. Nearly fine watching up 15. It's all right. We got over the 100 like front. That's good. That's good. Getting some info here that used tyres on the Mercedes apparently. Perez leaves Red Bull and offers Lando. I don't think that's how. I don't think drivers can offer their seat. I don't think it's like. Is that how it works on the NBA? You can buy out your contract or take your option or something. We think about Albon's form so far this season. Kanate Cisa. I think Albon's been looking very good this season. I think Albon. There'll be a lot of teams who are looking for a quick driver, experienced driver, maybe to match with a rookie. That will be looking at Alex Albon. I wonder if Ferrari would love a little bit of Alex Albon. I wonder if McLaren, if Oscar Piastri had bombed this season, I think Albon would have been a shoe-in for McLaren. And you'd have to say Alex Albon would be doing a much better job than Sergio Perez. But do Red Bull care? Red Bull are going to win the Drivers' Championship. They're going to win the Constructors' Championship because Max is going to win the Constructors on his own. So it's almost irrelevant. They could literally put Arnold Schwarzenegger in that second car. It would not make a jot of difference. They may as well just hire it out, like to highest bidder. New tattoo for Zach if McLaren 1-2. Right, 10 minutes to go in Q3. We are going to see who is looking on it. It's going to be the Mercedes, I believe, who are going to be the first cars around. So we'll see. Are we going to go faster than 127? If DRS is on, trying to have a look at Lewis Hamilton here as he goes into Village on my screen. 200 points ahead as a team. Palmer saying it's typical Verstappen pole. Yeah, DRS is open on Lewis Hamilton's car, so we are going to see DRS assisted laps here in Q3. So maybe if some cars are running more draggy but they're reliant on the DRS to get the top speed, then they might see a big bonus here. I think this is going to benefit the Red Bulls. 128.1, so not in the 127s, but I think other cars might be more inherently less draggy. Lewis Hamilton, provisional pole, 127.7. So that's George Russell with 128.1. So Lewis Hamilton out of nowhere. We saw the DRS open. Alex Albon is in the 27s as well. Are we going to see people going 126s? We need to see Max Verstappen come through here. Fernando Alonso goes into provisional P2. There goes Verstappen with the 27.0, which I think he was able to do. Wasn't Norris able to do 127.0 last lap? If I got it last session, if I got that correctly. Yeah, put me in the seat. I'll strap a GoPro. So can anyone beat Max Verstappen's 127.0? We will see. Peter's already calling it the Max pole. Pierre Gasly is... I don't know what happened there with Pierre Gasly. So most of the cars now will be boxing. Will we see anyone go for more than one run, or is it just going to be a run at the end? Max Verstappen obviously in the strongest position here in provisional pole. If there's a red flag, if there's yellow flags, it all kind of adds up to a house edge there for Max Verstappen being in that provisional pole position. So George Russell really did not have a good lap there. Piastri, by the way. Don't know what happened with Lando, but Piastri pulling out the bag. Maybe the McLaren's just got that pace. Maybe a mistake from Lando. I'll have a look. Mark, if you put a bad enough driver and you don't need a 360 camera as the car turns around in a circle automatically, yes. Auto donuts. Last session, Lando was at 128. Thanks, Bob. Okay. So is Verstappen already in a class of his own? Is Verstappen in that class of his own? We will see. Obviously, I'm a massive Red Bull and Max Verstappen fan. That's me. I just bleed orange, actually. So 6 minutes to go. We'll probably see the cars maybe go into the pits. Maybe they get some last-minute intel from the telemetry. Just eat bite-sizable stuff they can understand. Do this. Do a bit more here. You could have gotten the power there earlier. And then I'll go out for the final laps. 700 people watching, by the way. Piastri checked the floor, went off at turn 13. So Piastri went off at turn 13, presumably on the on his flying lap, but still managed to set that time. Space, do you stream all F1 FP's qualies and races? I'll be streaming all qualies and races that I can do, yes. Because I've been watching the races anyway, so why not just watch it together? Why not watch it together? Hamilton on 2 will make them exciting. Yeah, well, if it finishes like that, but I don't think it's going to finish like that because the race for P2 is very close. Basically 2/10 between Hamilton and Albon in P7. Yeah, have they smuggled out Piastri in that car? When do we start a stream till? What time's the race tomorrow? We'll probably start streaming an hour before the race. We'll just hang out, chill. I might get us some snacks. And we might stream in the new setup because it's so hot up here. It's like being in a car. 5 minutes to go, by the way. 3 p.m. So we'll probably start streaming at 2. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out. Generally keep an eye out for that. Bear with me a second. Bear with. What am I doing? Yeah, a few minutes to go here. The cars are still not out. You will see them. I may as well actually just schedule that bad boy right now. schedule that bad boy. Right, there we go. It's all good. It's all good. So we're saying 2 o'clock. What's the date today? 8. That bad boy is scheduled. Nice. Cars, by the way, are out on track. Let's do one small thing here. Bear with me. Oh, lovely. Love it. Love it. Right, we're good. Yeah, let me know about snacks. Okay, so 3 minutes to go. So this is going to be the one-lap shootout. There is some drama on the track here. It looks like George Russell's trying to overtake Charles Leclerc. They're all jostling for position. It is, yeah, you are completely right, Lewis. It's basically a one-shot qualifying right now. One-shot quali, that's where we're at. Because I think there's a lot of chop and change that we're going to see in the midfield. I think it's going to all go upside down. I think Norris could even potentially get a pole here. It's not out of the question. It's not out of the question here. Okay, it looks like maybe that jostling was because... Oh, Charles Leclerc is starting his lap with purple, purple. Okay. Purple, purple, green. Purple. Hang on a second. Charles Leclerc is definitely on the move. Keep an eye out for that Sector 1 time from Charles Leclerc, and so is Carlos Sainz. Where is George Russell? George Russell not... Wow, fastest Sector 1 for Charles Leclerc. We could get 2 flying laps here, by the way. I believe. George Russell now slowing on track. Keep an eye on the Ferraris. Are we going to see that Ferrari pace? He goes purple in Sector 1. What is Verstappen do? Verstappen's going to be one of the later cars to finish a lap. Here we go. It's not the best Sector 2 for Charles Leclerc. Not the best Sector 2. Oh, is he going to pay for that? 35.3 Sector 2 there. But yeah, Charles Leclerc, you can see going 2 tenths quicker, a tenth and a half quicker than Hamilton and Piastri. And even quicker than Verstappen. Charles Leclerc is quicker than Verstappen in Sector 1. And Charles Leclerc, Verstappen maybe not in the best Sector 2, we will see. So keep an eye on the sector times there for Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. 35.384. Oh, he can't go faster though. He can't go faster. Verstappen maintains in provisional pole. Oh, Charles Leclerc just could not pull that out of the bag. Look at Fernando Alonso there in the last sector. What can Alonso do? Not the best Sector 2. Is anyone going to topple Max Verstappen at the top? George Russell goes P4. Alonso goes P5. Oh, everyone's so close. Everyone's so close. They're only 100th away, but they can't quite do it. Oscar Piastri to... Norris goes pole. Norris goes provisional pole. Lando Norris goes provisional pole. My word. Oscar Piastri... in P3, they've split. What is Max? Oh, Max Verstappen gathers it up. There was a moment there. There was a moment there where everyone in orange just spontaneously combusted. Alex Albon is still out on track. Where's Albon? There was the Joker's going to come in. Just slot the Joker in the pack here. Albon goes into P8. Yes, he does. He goes into P8. And that is it. That is your standings, by the way. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri in P2 and P3. Best ever qualifying in F1 for the rookie, Oscar Piastri. Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. Ferrari looking good. Then the Mercedes. Then Alex Albon. Fernando Alonso. What has gone on with Aston Martin this weekend? And then Pierre Gasly. Not good for Esteban Ocon. So, wow. How on earth can Red Bull start this race P1 and P16? What is going on at Red Bull? Absolutely crazy. Congratulations to everyone that predicted Max Verstappen. Are we going to see any track limits dramas? The McLaren mechanics are very, very, very happy. Fair play to them. Obviously, the upgrades on that car really working out well. Zach Brown decided to come down to the F1 this weekend in a rare change. He's delighted as well. He's really excited. This could mean potentially even more sponsors for McLaren. Terminator saying, awesome. Taylor, well done, Papaya. Paramore, Max Verstappen on pole. And Mandarin Moss saying McLaren P2 and P3. Lewis Max is a Terminator. Keith saying McLaren. Hands the House of Orange on the first three. Yeah, orange just an OP colour. There we go. Oscar Piastri, by the way. Ahead of both Ferraris. Ahead of both McLarens. Great lap from Piastri. But it was Charles Leclerc who had the best Sector 1. Have a look at the sector times here. Welcome, Matto. Oh, yeah. Zach Brown is going around literally just hitting people in the McLaren garage. He's so excited, just punching people in the face. Have a look at those sector times. It was the last sector from Verstappen that really, I think got him that pole. Well, it was 2 tenths, but 2.5 tenths in the end, wasn't it? Yeah, fair play. But that last sector was something that we've never seen. Never seen here. Time to replace Perez. Chat, let me know in the chat right now while the emotions are hot. What should Red Bull do with Sergio Perez? What would you do with Sergio Perez right now? How is Sergio Perez feeling? How is Daniel Ricciardo feeling? Daniel Ricciardo must be saying, hey, what more do we need to do? Yeah, Leclerc had a bad sector 2. Bad sector 2 there. Big decision ahead for McLaren. Do they let the boys race or use team orders? Let the boys race, I say. But we will see. Snowlight says lock him in the garage. Also, just a reminder, Red Bull is supposed to drive this week. What do you mean Red Bull's supposed to drive this week? Yes. What? Paramount demote him to AlphaTauri. Oh, is Ricciardo doing a test or something at Silverstone? Iana says kick Perez. Yeah, just kick Perez from the lobby, I think. Perez, you've been kicked from the lobby. It's a track vote. Mark Webber in the McLaren garage. He is the manager of Oscar Piastri. That's why Aussie Grit is in the McLaren garage, in case you're wondering. Funny how Perez's problem started when he's talking about the championship. Oh, hang on. Conspiracy theory. Conspiracy. Are they just trying to destroy? Are Red Bull trying to make Max look really good? Do they forget to screw something on Perez's car every week? Danny and Max will crash again. We will see. Han saying Red Bull can afford to keep Perez because of the great season start. But yeah, great result from McLaren. Wow. I mean, we did see in Spain, in Catalonia, Lando Norris he qualified P2 or P3 there. But they had terrible race pace. Terrible race pace. Have they done something here where they've just tried to focus on quali pace? We will see. Lewis says conspiracies are pathetic. Pathetic conspiracies. Red Bull trying to sabotage Sergio Perez. Never heard anything more ridiculous. Must be the chrome, by the way. Must be that chrome. Eva, you can't just go from winning races to not making Q3 in 6 races. That sounds like a conspiracy theory right there. Conspiracy warning spotted. Mark, it's nice to see the McLaren guys happy, yes. Gunpla says Perez can't handle the pressure. Yeah, Perez can't handle the truth in that Red Bull, which is that Max is just a lot faster. But it might just be that car is completely set up for Max. They don't... But then they can set up Perez's car however they want as well. Unless they're just getting data from Perez. Yeah, Oscar Piastri must be pinching himself. Starting in Q3, almost feels like a podium. Anyone getting that vibe? Almost feels like a podium for Oscar Piastri. To qualify P3. Joss definitely put a hex on Perez. Mark saying chipsticks, pistachios and hummus. I can't be having pistachios on stream because I can't be opening pistachios on screen. That's just not going to work. And you can't buy pre-opened pistachios. That's just wrong. So that rules out pistachios. Perez's shoulders can't take the weight. Paramount saying Verstappen and Red Bull will take second consecutive championship. Yeah, this could be the second championship for Max Verstappen here. I think Max Verstappen could be wrapping up World Drivers' Championship #2 here. Let me know what you think in the chat. Could this be, is it inevitable now that Max Verstappen is going to win, as Paramount says, his second World Drivers' Championship, going level with Fernando Alonso? George saying Perez performing a 200 IQ strat, thinking how preserved his tyres are. You heard it here first. Perez to win the British GP. Keith saying, well, Keith Bennett. Keith, you must be a very happy man. Came in here earlier, just dominated with dropping 5 gifted memberships and supporting Oscar Piastri. Keith, you're having the best day ever. Paramel saying NASCAR will have a race later today in the USA. Very nice. Good luck to our American friends. Snowlang, I'm sure hope Max. So Snowlang hoping Max is going to wrap up his second World Driver Championship here. Morney saying if McLaren can keep the upgrades going, it would be interesting to see where they sit at the end of the season. Yes. Very much feels like an upgrade championship, this one, doesn't it? Do you think Verstappen would be as good as he switched to AlphaTauri? I would love to see Verstappen. I would love to see, in the last race of the season, if everything is wrapped up, put Verstappen in AlphaTauri. For the marketing. Honestly, do it. Put Tsunoda in the Red Bull and put Verstappen. I need to make... Can someone... I need to make some videos on this sort of stuff. I have these crazy ideas. Put Verstappen in the AlphaTauri. That's what they should do. That's what they should do. It's a good night for Keith. It's a good night. Oh, wait, you think Josh putting more pressure on the team to support his kid more is a conspiracy? I don't know. I don't even know where the conspiracy's gone, to be honest. I don't even know where the conspiracy has gone to. You let me know. You let me know. The fans in the grandstands are happy for Lando Norris. A person I've actually raced. I've raced Lando Norris. Not in real life, in F1, the game. Vlak says, I'd love to see a Norris win tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, you just... Frankly, if there is a reliability issue for the Red Bull, and they've looked bulletproof this season, or a takeout... So maybe... Look, remember, Oscar Piastri is starting directly behind Max Verstappen. But the thing is, you got at Silverstone, you go off the grid, you go into farm, and then you go into village. Maybe Piastri needs to send it into village and just T-bone Max Verstappen, play the team game, play the long game for McLaren, and then Norris goes through and wins. They could switch cars in the last race season. Chat, what do we think about my theory? I haven't any responses to it. What do we think about my theory? Put Max Verstappen in the AlphaTauri in the... What's the last race? Abu Dhabi? In the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix? Or put it in for Vegas. Put him in for Vegas. I'm going to make a video on it. I don't care. I'll take the heat. Oh, damn it. I was on the top chat. See you, Peter. Yeah, we'll be back in the stream tomorrow. By the way, this is the stream link for tomorrow. It's already good to go. Greetings from Belgium. Switching would certainly be interesting. Now, honestly, I think it would be insane. I think it would be so good to see it. So we do the rundown here. Verstappen P1, Lando Norris P2. So Norris starting on the first row. We saw Carlos Sainz, was it in Spain, try and go around the outside of Verstappen. We saw Carlos Sainz actually get ahead of Max Verstappen going into T1 in Catalonia, didn't we? So we'll have to see whether that can happen again for Lando here. No worries, Peter. Paramount, I would put Verstappen and Mercedes. That's going to be a tricky one to do. Space, to be clear, not saying Red Bull sabotage Checo, just saying Josh has clearly attempted to screw with his head. I think Sergio Perez's dad should have it out with Josh. And frankly, I'd back Sergio Perez's dad. I'd put Max in the truck. Terminator crowd shout Lando, not Lewis. Well, Lewis is in P7, so Lando's a new one. Oscar Piastri, all drivers there look to be exactly the same height, which is very interesting. Very interesting. I think someone would take a penalty. Max Verstappen is chatting with some guy Some celebrity, I don't know. I'm not very good with celebrity. I need to get better. I need to do my celebrity check for Formula E. Oh, it's Paulo Dybala from Roma. I've bought him many times on FIFA Ultimate Team. I should have known that. Mr. Left-footed finesse into the top corner. Perez actually at the moment is in the pedal car. Welcome, Rudy Chan. If you're enjoying the stream, by the way, enjoy the qualifying, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out tomorrow, and hit that notification bell as well. You really don't want to miss out on the streams. Got a great thing coming. I'm just going to do these forever. Just going to do them forever. How about that? That's what I'm going to do. F1 streams. Also, I need some ideas of what to do at Formula E. Should we live stream out there? I'm going to be there for the Saturday and the Sunday. Saturday and the Sunday. Anthony says, what a qualifying. Lewis, do we think McLaren lets them race tomorrow, or do they order Piastri to hold position? I don't know. I think I played cricket at this cricket place. I know this cricket place. Sky are doing a thing at a cricket place. I'm really not very good at cricket, by the way, but I have played at that pitch. Black says, fine by me. Yeah, we do a lot more streams. We're not going to be doing YouTube full time. Next week is the last week of YouTube full time, so stuff at the weekend obviously works for me. But it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. I've really enjoyed doing the full time stuff. Really enjoyed it. It's been crazy. Have I made the most of it? I'll always think that I could have done more. But in terms of, you know, going to Formula E in Berlin, going to Spa for the WEC 6 hours, going to Vegas, going to Formula E in Rome this weekend, you know, that's 4 or 5 big trips already that normally I just would not be able to do with like taking holiday and stuff. Then all of the live streams, you know, working on the F1 stuff, building a new setup. So I've got a new setup to show you. Setup video is already done, did that last night. Improving a lot of stuff on the back end, the processes, improving the networking, getting a lot more B-roll and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of crazy stuff. IMSA, WC and ELMS stream. We did do a, not IMSA, we did a IndyCar stream, which was quite good. I've got the vibe up, and I think when I'm streaming in the other setup, it's going to be a lot nicer as well, because I'm sitting in a rig here, it's like, it's sweaty and everything. Scotty, I want Ricardo. Oh, by the way, 444 people watching, #blessed. I want Ricardo in the permanent position as, yeah, put Ricardo in the AlphaTauri, and then swap him with Perez. Put Perez in the AlphaTauri. Swap Perez with Tsunoda. Swap Perez with De Vries. Verstappen might go for 3-3. I thought it was 2 for 2, someone said earlier. Anthony, last 2 qualifying is awesome. That's what F1 is about. Yeah, F1 doing a good job at the moment. Can't blame them at all. But yeah, we'll be doing Silverstone, and then yeah, all the GPs. I would like to do this live at GP. I need to hassle Veloci more. I need Veloci to actually come through with some stuff. Because everything else is sort of off my own bat. But I think with Veloci, maybe we could try and get some access and stream at a GP. I would love to just have a spot at a GP, maybe just in a conference suite they're not using that backs out onto the pit lane, and just set up there and stream. The GP would be absolutely insane. And then we could take the camera after the stream, and then walk around the track and stuff like that. No, it's like, appreciate it. Appreciate it. It's good to come back, by the way, to a stream, and yeah, 10,000 viewers have parred through the stream. I'm just seeing, by the way, if there's going to be any stewards inquiries or anything. We did see that some drivers were under investigation earlier to be investigated after the race. Yeah, how the Ferraris going to do this race? The Ferraris are looking pretty ominous there. We saw Charles Leclerc had a really good first sector. So can the Ferraris do anything? How's the race pace going to be on the Ferraris? The Ferraris should be up there with their budget, with the drivers they've got. You know, Ferraris should be up there, but also McLaren should be up there with the amount of money that McLaren spent. So McLaren has sort of returned to their rightful place, which is interesting to see. Yeah, I think this season as well is kind of a nice season to stream because Max Verstappen's so dominant. It kind of gives us a nice structure. It's not completely chaotic, and if things change next season, then we'll be better prepared to sort of follow it and do it all. Paramore saying Ferrari are race strategy clowns. Wow, you've gone in hard there on Ferrari. Thanks, Anthony. Sky are still doing some Sky stuff. Is it probably Salesforce or something again? Salesforce. What is Salesforce? Is it a army of salesmen? Is it like a private army? Oh, it's Cognizant. What is Cognizant? No idea what Cognizant is. Literally could be an oil company, could be a IT company, could be I don't even know. No idea. Let me know in the chat if you know what a Cognizant is. Try and see the other winners and losers. Go back to losers. I mean, AlphaTauri really fallen off the season. They are look in behind the scenes. AlphaTauri are doing some really clown stuff this season, like really clown stuff. Magnussen had the DNF, right? Bottas had the DNF. Sergio Perez, my guy, man. Logan Sargent, maybe not too bad for the Williams. Difficult to say. And Esteban Ocon just really not pulling out of the bag here. Maybe the Alpine's a bit more of a downforce car. Having a look at Verstappen's pole lap, just going to be absolutely supreme. Paramount saying Super El Nino. Oh, I don't need a... El Nino's bad enough. Don't need a SEN. Don't need that SEN next year. Lance Stroll. I say both Aston Martins kind of losing out, but is that because they've just been bumped down by other teams doing well? Perez having a really hard time. Yeah, I mean... Perez just being... Is he being exposed? Perez being exposed? Is Perez just falling off? Someone said earlier Perez is washed. Is he just washed? Is that how you explain it? Perez is just completely and utterly washed. I wish it was a bit more like WWE and people had like signs up. Perez is washed. You wouldn't see it though unless you were really looking out. See you, Keith Bennett. Thanks so much for the 5 gifted memberships, by the way. Absolute hero. 5 gifted memberships. Madness. Very, very, very generous. Personally really appreciate it. You make all of this possible. So crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. We'll be back streaming again tomorrow, and we'll have a big premiere for you tomorrow as well. Big old premiere. Is it premiere or premiere? How do Americans say premiere? Well, premiere. Lewis, Perez isn't completely washed, but he's in the ringer right now. Paramount, I swear if Perez gets exposed, I'm mad at him. Why are you mad at him? Anthony, I think he's not finding confidence around track. I think it's difficult to say. Perez's race pace might be decent, but his qualifying pace is atrocious, so it's very difficult. Wow, Zach Brown almost falls down the stairs. Mr. Brown's an interesting character. By the way, Quadrant is a partnership between Zach Brown and Lando Norris. So Zach Brown is like partly the brains behind Quadrant. He's a very savvy business person. George, has Albon been in Q3 more than Perez is here? You know what? I want to make some F1 videos. I'm going to make an F1 video after the stream. I'm going to say what is going wrong with Sergio Perez. And I'll get some footage from the F1 game or something. Paramore, because he has a qualifying skill issue.
Yellow at 7.
He definitely has some sort of big skill issue at the moment, doesn't he? By the way, if you take the McLarens out of it, who do you think did really well in that qualifying session? It's quite an interesting one, isn't it? Says a lot about the midfield. Let me know in the chat, apart from the McLarens and Max, obviously, who overperformed for you? Who were you impressed with in that qualifying session? I think this is going to be quite interesting. I think it's going to be very interesting. Because you kind of... I'm not going to say anything. Let me know in the chat, who were you really impressed by in qualifying, apart from the Maccas? Alex Albon. Is P8 that impressive for Albon anymore? Are we kind of getting used to that? Gasly, a P10 for Gasly, Lewis? You impressed with a P10 for Gasly when Ocon got a podium in Monaco? Very different track, obviously. Yeah, apart from the McLaren's Bossap. Scotty was impressed by Alonso. You were impressed by a P9 for Alonso? George, Hulkenberg didn't even get into Q3 and you're impressed by Hulkenberg. Isn't that a weird one? I'm not being funny. Isn't it a weird one? Lewis says Monaco doesn't. Monaco DAZN. Oh, we've retracted. Message retracted. Monaco doesn't count. Why not? What's that? Impressed by Leclerc? Are you that impressed by Ferraris getting 4th and 5th though? To me, it just shows how competitive the midfield is, because the midfield is now... The midfield now is literally Verstappen, and then the rest of the grid is the midfield. Can we disagree with that? Verstappen, midfield. There's no back of the pack now. And there's only one driver at the front. I've never seen anything like it. So... that means that if you come 6th and 7th, that's not that impressive for a midfield team. Hamilton fans about to cry about... Oh, Max, welcome back. Verstappen in the chat. Good to see you, Max. Good qualifying. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, Max. You don't want to miss out on the next stream when you're driving. Get it on your radio. Scotty, I like Alonso. He's great for the team, and his Q1 was great. His Q1 was terrible, mate. His Q1 was atrocious. Are you watching the same stream? He was 15th in Q1. Scotty! Wake up, Scotty. Come on. He had a terrible Q1. DTS fans don't know that you can overtake under single yellow fans in quali. The irony is that Max Verstappen is a DTS fan. The midfield is McLaren, Ferrari, Merc, Alonso. What about Alpine? What about Alpine in there? I see you taking out Stroll. What about Haas? Yeah, Max is in the chat, by the way. Welcome, Max Verstappen in the chat. That's Max Verstappen's official verified account. Yeah, do a pit stop at the end for fastest lap, and then when you're in the pits, we'll give you an update of what's going on in the race. We'll do that. So Red Bull actually on the screen, on the dash of the Red Bull steering wheel, they can actually play the stream we're plugged in through the pit wall. And the stream was actually sponsored. By the way, when I was in Las Vegas, I was sued. I was sued by an F1 Red Bull content creator. Has anyone... Let me know if you don't know about us getting sued. We've been sued by We've been sued by Red Bull F1. Completely baselessly. If you watch the video I did where we looked into it, they did some very sneaky stuff. Mr. Dirk Chocolate. Dirk Chocolate. You can't just apply for a trademark on the same day you sue someone. That ain't how this game works, my friend. Anyway, we fired back. Don't know what he was expecting, us to just roll over and die. We fired back and said, hey, give us some more information, and surprise, surprise, crickets. Eva, you haven't heard. Chat, someone put in the link in to my first video on that. He's a Red Bull F1 content creator. We've been sued by him. Hang on. I'll put it in here so you can have a look and then come back. Where is it? I had to make this video out in Las Vegas. I was in Las Vegas just chilling, frankly, creating awesome content. And this bloke sued us. Crazy seems. Oh, Max Chapman subscribed. Pinnable message. Pinnable message. Love it. Max better watch out for Piastri on his first corner, sacrificing his career for the greater good. Yeah, imagine if Piastri's like homing missile locked on. That would cause some drama. We need... You know what? It's when seasons like end up with someone dominating like this, you start to see a bit more drama. As long as his name isn't Lewis Hamilton, I'll be good. Yeah, Max Verstappen's going to look into it. You need to sort out this guy, man. I've never seen anything like it in sim racing. Literally never. Lewis says send it. Yeah, Piastri's going to send it. Where do we think Piastri's going to finish the race? I think Piastri's going to finish the race like P8. I think they're doing an advert for the F1 arcade. Oh yeah. I think I have the most popular video on YouTube about the F1 arcade. I should get in contact. I think I could have done more in this time being full-time on YouTube, was getting in contact with more brands. But I just, honestly, I'm quite sad. I like sitting in my room and just making content I want to make. And I think you guys enjoy it as well. Piastri P6, Lewis P9. Black says, welcome Max Verstappen. Could you imagine a Hamilton-Verstappen team in the future? Oh, definitely they'll have to team up at some point for charity. They should do more charity race. They should do an all-star race. I tell you what, now I think about it, Formula 1 are definitely going to do an all-star race. That's such an American thing to do. Formula 1 will do an all-star race in like some F2 cars or something. I don't know. Max Verstappen couldn't. Could you imagine that? Oh, we just said that one. Chat, keep some more questions coming. I've tripped over myself in chat. Keep the chat rate flowing. Keep the chat rate flowing nicely. Advert now for Power Tools. I think the question is tomorrow, who's going to finish higher, Perez or Oscar Piastri? Is it going to be Perez or Piastri? Okay, address what I said about Ferrari, lol. I can't remember what you said about Ferrari. Okay, according to Ferrari DNF. I don't think we'll see a Ferrari DNF. But I think we will see a safety car.
Yeah, A firm, that's fine.
Silverstone does tend to see safety cars. With Brad Pitt, yeah. All-star race, and they'll put, like, celebrities in. Honestly, it will happen. It will happen. There's too much money left on the table there for Formula 1. Oh, T-Man of 818. Welcome to the membership. Can we get some claps out for T-Man? Welcome along, T-Man of 818. Got a massive moon in your... Oh, I've done too many. Got a massive moon in your picture there. Tell us the story behind the moon. What sort of moon is that? Welcome to membership. Get some claps out there for T-Man joining the membership, joining the crew, getting ready for the race tomorrow. We love to see it. Absolute hero, legend of the stream already. Welcome, T-Man. How do I rate Ferrari's performance? I rate Ferrari's performance an 8 out of 10. Obviously, if they'd beaten the McLarens, would have been a 9 out of 10, and if they got pole, would have been 10 out of 10. That's how I see it. Zyan says, at least a podium for the papayas. Is it going to be a papaya podium? No worries, T-Man. Good to have you on board of the 818s. Great stuff. De Vries unsafe release. We will see. That was being investigated, but I haven't seen it come through yet. Have not seen it come through. Zach Brown is now taking the limelight. Well deserved, I have to say, putting the McLaren's P2 and P3 at the home GP. You can't knock it. That's what it's all about. That is what it is all about. At Silverstone. Look at that, claps out from Snowline. Can McLaren maintain this pace for tomorrow? I don't think so. Race of Champions is... It's a bit too... Race Champions is a bit weird, honestly. Also, Race of Champions is not just F1. I think there'll be enough interest to see just F1 All-Star Race. I think the F1 All-Star Race... Do it in F2 cars. Have 30 cars on the grid. Have all F1 drivers. Do 5 drivers from F2. And then do 5 fast celebrities. Like your Brad Pitts and your Tom Cruises. And when will you do it? In the off? No, you wouldn't do it in off. You do it on a weekend. Yeah. Maybe do it on Vegas on the Sunday. I don't know. No, don't do it on Vegas. Do it on a track with lots of runoff. You probably do it at Silverstone. Silverstone's too fast. What track would you do it on? Paul Ricard? Paul Ricard's such a boring track, man. Race pace, everything out. F1 Pro-Am. I'm telling you, the money's... I'll organise it. I'll do it. I've raced most of the F1 grid in various things. Yeah, but I think we'll see what happens. I think Verstappen will try and eke out that pit stop. Silverstone quite hard on the tyres though, isn't it? A lot of high speed track can chew up the tyres. So could be some interesting stuff on track. Circuit of the maybe Circuit of the Americas, yeah. That's quite a difficult track. Oh, Matt, we can't be doing that, Max. We have to hide that one. That's not. That's beyond the white line. That one. Max asked, "Is it bad and how Fernando's qualified this low this season?" F1 versus IndyCar. That will never happen. That will never happen. But that'd be great to see some multi-car. But it sounds better on paper than it would be. You need to have spec machinery. Or maybe you have spec machinery, but you give the All-Stars a little bit more. Like the All-Stars get a little bit more horsepower. Well, that could be dangerous. Beyond the white line like Czech and Austria, exactly. Never seen so many people going on the white line like F1 drivers in Austria. Now, Vegas would be too dangerous because the barriers are there. So you need a lot of runoff, people locking up and then not hitting a barrier. By the way, I did do a video yesterday on F1 at Vegas in F1 23, and tomorrow I'm pretty sure we're going to premiere my behind the scenes of F1 in Las Vegas. So complete track walk of Las Vegas. In fact, let me know in the chat, how many people we got watching? 300 people watching. What do you want to see premiere tomorrow? Do you want to see... a team man saying, Max, what's going on with Max? Do you want to see tomorrow premiered a behind-the-scenes track walk of the Las Vegas F1 GP, all of the corners, best places to sit, building pit complex, all this kind of stuff, the strip? Or do you want to see me driving a GT3 car? What do you think we should premiere at the end of an F1 stream? Max says hello. Let me know what you want to see. Because some of the content does well, some of the content doesn't do well, so I've got to be a bit strategic. A little bit strategic. I have the weirdest channel. If you scroll down my page on my channel, like, the videos I do are just so all over the place. We've got... What have we got? My word. We've got Gran Turismo update. Is iRacing worth it? Kimi Vellicini video. Moser steering wheel, Logitech competition on ACC, getting sued, Forza, sim racing steering wheels, F1 manager, GT7, getting sued again, GT7 camera angles, more wheels, liveries, just random supercars, driving in real life versus GT7, F1 Las Vegas construction, F1 23. I don't think there is a sim racing channel that does as much variety as we do. I genuinely don't think that. I'm not sure it's all a good thing. Both. Well, you'll see both eventually. Just depends what's best to do the old premiere. Do the world premiere. Really, I should premiere into something now, but... world premiere. Nah, we won't. We won't premiere in something now. Got a Simrig Sat video as well. Save stuff for Vegas. Nah, I'll tell you, when Vegas comes around, I'm going to be smashing that hard. I was not walking around in the 105-degree heat for nothing. I think I lost a lot of weight walking in that heat. MBR weirdest channel, a variety of topics I enjoy. Yeah, one person's weirdest channel. What's happened here? George Russell is looking very sweaty, giving his driver interview. By the way, race suits look really hot and sweaty, but they're genuinely not. Race suits are not hot and sweaty. My karting suit is quite a sweaty. Although I should be getting a new karting suit. Keeping F1 base, I guess, but I can't wait to see Crash the Ferrari. I don't even care if it's clickbait. I did actually... Well, you have to wait and see. You have to wait and see. You have to wait and see. It's gonna be. I haven't created the thumbnail yet, but you bet it's gonna be a clickable thumbnail. That one. It's gonna be extremely clickable. Matt Saffron, when Vegas comes around, I'm gonna be smashing that hard. Probably Checo if he wins the race. Probably that would be Latifi if he was entering the race, smashing it hard. Hamilton looks kind of chilled. Hamilton said earlier he can go for another 5 seasons. Are we going to see Hamilton win his 9th World Drivers' Championship? We will see. We'll go 2 clear of Michael Schumacher. If he wins another one, he'll be in his 9th. That is pretty crazy. Pretty damn crazy. I didn't get the Monaco 22. I didn't get it. I was in Monaco in 2022 when Checo binned it in qualifying, and everyone was like, "Oh, he just spanned," but he definitely binned it on purpose. But for some reason, no one spoke about it. But we all know that's what happened. We all know. If you know, then you know, right? Right, chat. I can hang out here. I don't think I'm seeing any post-race penalties. So here's what we're gonna do. Gonna put the stream in for tomorrow. So this is gonna. Oh, that's one for today. Damn it, I'm so bad at this. Gonna put the stream tomorrow. So please, please, please head over here, drop a like and drop a reminder. We're gonna be here nice and early tomorrow. You've lost me, Matt. That's no idea what you're doing, my friend. You've gone off the grid here. So leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a notification for that stream. And we're going to be back there tomorrow at 2 PM for the race at Silverstone. I can't wait. In my time zone, the home GP for me. Weather, I can just look out the window. So I can let you know. It's raining here. It might rain at Silverstone. So it's going to be really, really, really good fun. We're going to start that one nice and early. I might even start even earlier. I don't know. So put that notification bell on there. And then, yeah, it's going to be awesome. And we're going to premiere something as well tomorrow afterwards. So it's going to be a really, really fun day of content and lots of more videos and streams coming. Keep an eye on the channel. If you like crazy stuff, if you like what I do, just every time you see a video, just pop in there and leave a like, because I just feel your support so much. Sometimes we get, the likes we get compared to views are like insanely high. So I see you all coming in there, dropping your like. It's absolutely crazy. But I'm going to end this stream here. It's been great, been a fun one. In fact, I need to let this play out because I always get cut off. So I'm going to end this stream and it's going to automatically take us over to stream for tomorrow. So that's going to be stream for today. And I'm just going to pause for 10 seconds. This is too awkward. I've got to time it. I'm going to end it.